The world of racing is defined by unexpected twists and heart-pounding moments, and this Sunday's race featured a jaw-dropping incident that had viewers on the edge of their seats. In a dramatic change of events, NASCAR driver Kyle Larson spun out from 14th place on the track. But what caused this unexpected loss of control? Was it just bad luck, or was there anything more lying beneath the surface? Stay in on NASCAR Zone as we unravel the tense moments leading up to Larson's spin and investigate the riveting aftermath, including the question of whether there was contact with another vehicle before chaos struck. But before we dive into that, do subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. During a heated moment in the race, Kyle Larson found himself in a precarious situation as his car suddenly spun out from his 14th position on the track. The sudden loss of control sent his vehicle into a chaotic slide, capturing the attention of spectators and fellow drivers alike. However, much to everyone's relief, the resulting spin didn't lead to significant contact with other cars. Both the 14 car driven by Briscoe and the 62 car piloted by Austin Hill managed to skillfully maneuver around Larson's sideways car, narrowly avoiding a potentially disastrous collision. Upon closer examination of the incident, it became evident that Larson had another car tailing him closely as they navigated turns 3 and 4. This close proximity may have disrupted the airflow around Larson's car, causing a sudden reduction in grip and ultimately leading to the dramatic spin-out. It appeared as though Larson was attempting to maintain control while easing off the gas pedal, but the lack of traction on the track proved to be a formidable challenge. The resulting loss of control and subsequent spin caught Larson by surprise and left him struggling to regain command of his vehicle. Meanwhile, as the spin unfolded, observers noticed sparks emanating from the left side of Austin Hill's car. The intense friction generated between the tires and the track surface was a testament to the high stakes and demanding nature of the race. The drivers showcased their remarkable reflexes and situational awareness, taking evasive action to avoid Larson's sideways car. The collective display of skill and composure by the other drivers in the midst of the chaos demonstrated the level of expertise and precision required to compete at such a high level. Amidst the discussion surrounding the incident, there arose a debate regarding whether there had been any contact between Erik Jones' 43 car and Larson's 5 car before the spin occurred. The footage was scrutinized in an attempt to determine the sequence of events leading up to the spin. Upon careful examination, it became apparent that Larson's car had already begun to slide slightly before any potential contact was made. It suggested that the loss of grip was primarily responsible for the spin, and any contact that followed was a consequence, rather than the cause of the incident. Unfortunately for Larson, the consequences of the spin were visible in the form of damage inflicted on the right front of his car. The force generated during the spin had been sufficient to destroy the car's hood, further complicating Larson's situation. Larson discussed many events following the race, one of which involved Kevin Harvick. This week's NASCAR Cup Series race in Atlanta brought forth a special occasion for Stewart-Haas Racing driver Kevin Harvick before to the race. Harvick had the privilege of sharing the track with the legendary number 29 car, driven by Richard Childress, which held immense significance in his career. The moment was laden with emotion, as it evoked memories of Harvick's first NASCAR victory at the Atlanta track 22 years ago. This triumph came mere weeks after he stepped into the shoes of the late Dale Earnhardt Sr. at Richard Childress Racing, following Earnhardt's tragic death in a horrifying crash at the Daytona 500. The passing of Dale Earnhardt Sr. on that fateful day stands as one of the darkest moments in the history of NASCAR. With Kevin Harvick set to retire at the end of this season, it feels like the closing of a significant chapter in the sport. The tribute paid to Harvick during the Atlanta race carries immense weight, and Kyle Larson, despite not personally recollecting much from that era, acknowledges the gravity of the momentous occasion.
You were just a kid in 2001 when Harvick drove the 29 to his first win here, but I'm wondering from your vantage point, first of all, do you have memories of that race and are watching it as a kid, and what's your vantage point seeing iconic cars like that leading you guys around to green today?
Yeah, I don't remember, I was only 9, then, so I don't remember if I watched it live, but I've obviously seen the highlights, a lot of times, and it was just an epic finish, an epic moment, a moment that meant a lot to the sport and to that race team, and the legacy that Dale Earnhardt had, and then the start of Kevin Harvick's amazing career. So it's pretty neat to in Kevin's final time here at Atlanta to have Richard pacing the field in that car. I think Atlanta has been Kevin's best track his whole career until they repaved it. So it's pretty neat, and those cars and the track, everything was just way different back then. So it's not even the same place. It might have the same address, but it's not the same track as it was then. So, but no, it's definitely cool to have that car leading the field.
What are your thoughts on Larson's statements made for Kevin Harvick's legacy? Let us know in the comments section below. And be sure to hit the bell button and subscribe to our channel to get the latest updates. Meanwhile, Kevin Harvick, the driver at the center of the tribute, acknowledged the mix of emotions he felt before the race on Sunday. Despite the bittersweet nature of the event, Harvick remained steadfast in his determination not to let emotions overwhelm him. He stated,
to run the last race is definitely a little bit bittersweet, but I think for me, I've been prepared for all of this as I've gone into this. So seeing the 29 car, the original 29 car lead the field to the green with Richard driving it, and two from the other side, there in the middle of 1 and 2, kind of adds a little bit to it, but mentally I've been prepared for it.
as Kevin Harvick approaches retirement at the end of the season, an entire generation of NASCAR fans will witness the end of an era. For them, the number 4 car will forever symbolize the driver who stepped into the shoes of an irreplaceable racing legend during the most challenging of times. Talking more about the race in a recurring theme, the NASCAR Cup Series race faced an early end for the second consecutive weekend. Last week in Chicago, daylight constraints forced a shortened race, and this time, it was Mother Nature who intervened with the rain showing in Atlanta. Amidst the rainfall, William Byron found himself in a fortunate position at the front of the pack and secured his series-leading 4th victory of the season. Byron's triumph was an improbable one, as he encountered a setback in the form of a penalty during his initial pit stop, pushing him to the back of the field. Shortly after the restart, he was spun into the infield grass by Corey LaJoie. However, Byron managed to overcome these challenges and displayed a remarkable comeback, employing an excellent strategy that propelled him back to the front, where he successfully held off his competitors. This victory marked the 3rd win for Hendrick Motorsports in the last 4 races at Atlanta Motor Speedway. While Daniel Suarez couldn't secure a 3rd consecutive victory for Trackhouse Racing, he did achieve a season-best runner-up finish. A.J. Allmendinger secured a strong 3rd-place finish for Kaulig Racing, contributing to a dominant performance by Chevrolet, which claimed the top 3 positions and 4 of the top 5 spots. Michael McDowell earned a solid 4th-place finish, with Kyle Busch rounding out the top 5 on Sunday night. The rest of the top 10 positions were occupied by Brad Keselowski, J.J. Yeley, Justin Haley, Ryan Blaney, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Eric Jones had an eventful night, being involved in multiple incidents, but ultimately finishing in 11th place. Austin Cindric showcased his potential by leading laps and spending much of the race at the front, concluding with a 12th place finish. Denny Hamlin encountered a couple of spins during the event, but managed to salvage a 13th place finish as the lone Toyota driver in the top 22. Chase Elliott, on the other hand, struggled to make an impact in the race and settled for a 14th place finish as he strives to secure his spot in the playoffs through points. Tyler Reddick was involved in 2 incidents, leading to a 27th place finish. Similarly, Martin Truex Jr., another Toyota driver, battled at the front for a significant portion of the race but encountered a spin on pit road and subsequent crash on lap 122, ultimately finishing in 29th place. Kevin Harvick, making his final start at Atlanta, where he earned his first career Cup win and boasts impressive statistics, experienced a relatively positive race until a collision with Denny Hamlin, on lap 154 sent him into the infield grass. Unfortunately, the caution flag did not come out, and Harvick was left with a disappointing 30th place finish. That's all for today. Hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel to see more of our videos on NASCAR updates. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.